Hey everybody, today I have for you a preview of Player Core 2 for Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remastered. And before we get started, I do need to let you know that I was provided a copy of this book by Paizo. Player Core 2 is 322 pages from cover to cover and has a retail price of $59.99 US. The PDF version may also be purchased online for $19.99, which is worth noting as Paizo heavily discounts their rulebooks like this one versus their setting books in the Lost Omens line, which typically cost $10 more for the PDF. Player Core 2 has a very simple theme, which is basically, did you like what you got with Player Core 1? Well, buckle up because you're going to get a whole lot more of that. So this means more ancestries, more classes, archetypes, feats, spells, and more equipment. It might be fair to think of this as the Remaster Edition's Advanced Player's Guide, as it supplements the game with a wide variety of player options, rather than being focused on any one particular theme in the way that some books like Rage of Elements and Howl of the Wild do. Also keep in mind, as a core remaster book, extremely little of these new options are completely new. The vast majority of these classes, ancestries, and other features were previously published in the Legacy rules, which are still fully compatible with the game. So let's go ahead and dive into what the book has, but just to manage some expectations up front, this will likely be closer to the shallow end of the discussion pool, as a full deep dive into all of the changes made to the different classes and such will require much more time and attention than is available for this video. Instead, this video should serve as a preview of the kind of content that you can expect with the book. First up, we have 8 remastered ancestries, starting with catfolk. This familiar race of anthropomorphic cats has been remastered with 7 heritages, which are Clawed, Hunting, Jungle, Liminal, 9 Lives, Sharp-Eared, and Winter. The flexible catfolk heritage from the Lost Omens Ancestry Guide is not included here. However, the ancestry feats for catfolk do incorporate a number of feats from the Ancestry Guide, like Cat's Luck and Catfolk Dance. The Hobgoblin Ancestry is next. 6 of the 7 existing heritages have been updated for the Remastered Edition, the lone missing heritage being Steelskin. Then we have the Colo heritage, which used to be called Null. They're anthropomorphic hyena people. 7 heritages are provided for Colo, the 4 original heritages, plus 3 all-new heritages, including Cave, Dog, and Winter. The 4th ancestry is Kobold. 7 heritages are presented here, most of which are familiar, like Cavern Stalker, Dragon Scaled, Spellhorn, Strongjaw, Tunnel Flood, and Venomtail. However, Cave Climber has not been updated for the remaster, and in its place, they've added the new Element Heart heritage. Also in this remastered edition, kobolds are no longer strictly tied to worshipping dragons, and no longer have the Draconic Exemplar trait by default. They may still be associated with dragons through their heritage and their feats, but it's no longer required of the ancestry. Instead, a brand new dragon-based versatile heritage has been added that I'm going to talk about in just a few moments. Next is the Lizardfolk ancestry. All 7 of the existing heritages for Lizardfolk have received their remaster treatment in Player Core 2. The 6th ancestry is Ratfolk, and just like with Lizardfolk, all 7 of their existing heritages are present here. Then we have Tengu, and just like the Lizardfolk and Ratfolk before it, Player Core 2 remasters all 7 of the Tengu existing heritages. And last, there's Tripkey, which previously was known as Gripply. These frog people come with 6 heritages. All 4 of the existing Gripply heritages are included in the remaster, plus 2 brand new heritages for the Tripkey called Riverside and Thickskin. After that, the book gives us 3 versatile heritages that can be used with any ancestry. The first is Dhampir, which are sort of half undead descendants of vampires. The second is Dragonblood, which are descendants of dragons and are the new dragon focused people instead of kobolds, although kobold players can certainly also take the Dragonblood versatile heritage if they do want to lean into more of the draconic aspects of the legacy kobolds. Dragonbloods choose one of four lineages, each of which is based on one of the four magical traditions, which parallels the changes made to dragons in the remaster. And the last versatile heritage is Duskwalker, which are spirits returned to life rather than passing on into the afterlife. The book then provides 16 common backgrounds and 8 rare backgrounds for your characters. And in Chapter 2, we get what I suspect most of you are here for, their remastered classes. This starts with the Remastered Alchemist. As mentioned before, I'm not going to go into deep dives of the changes in this preview video, but suffice to say, Alchemist received some significant buffs to the way it handles quick alchemy, positive adjustments to its research fields or subclasses, and several new feats. If you do want a deep dive, I can recommend you check out Rules Lawyer's video on this topic. The second class in the book is Remastered Barbarian. The class has been streamlined a bit, and the consensus I've seen has been very favorable for these barbarian changes, with the possible exception of Fury Barbarians, which seems to be underwhelming compared to the other instincts available. One of the well-received changes is Barbarians lost the Deny Advantage class feature, but also no longer suffer a -1 penalty to armor class when raging. This is an overall buff to the class, and also reduces the amount of situational bookkeeping that a player needs to do. And the previously optional fast movement feat has now been adapted into a class feature all barbarians get starting at 3rd level. Next we have Champion. Player Core 2 updates the class for compatibility with the remastered sanctification rules and includes 7 champion causes that adapt the previous codes and causes for a world without character alignments. Also, titles such as Paladin and Liberator have completely been removed from the game, and Redeemer is only used to represent the class's sample build. The third class in the book is Investigator. The remastered Investigator does not appear to have changed too much from the legacy version, save a handful of helpful new feats. They've added some clarifying text to pursue a lead, and Devise a Stratagem has gained some added flexibility by adding a skill stratagem option that provides a flat bonus to an upcoming skill check. So basically you roll the d20 same as before, and if you roll high, you can use it for your next strike, but if you roll low, you can now choose to ignore it and instead gain a bonus to a skill check, which is flat and not based on the die roll. Then the book presents the Remastered Monk, which, like the Investigator, feels largely unchanged. Whirling Throw now has the attack trait, meaning it now suffers and contributes to the multiple attack penalty, and monks now have the ability to treat some ancestry weapons as monk weapons. But the biggest change here may not be with the class itself, but with its multi-class archetype, as now multi-class monks have a 1d4 round cooldown that applies to their use of Flurry of Blows. The book's 6th class is Oracle. In the Remaster Edition, they've changed the way Revelation spells and curses work. Remaster Oracles only begin with 1 focus point instead of 2, and focus spells no longer increase their curse level. Instead, mysteries now have unique curse-bound abilities that increase the level of your curse. And another big and very positive change is oracles now receive 4 spell slots per rank instead of the previous 3. Also, I've heard from oracle players that feel the mysteries have lost some flavor and become more mechanical in nature. The feeling being that although the Oracle class is overall in a much better place now, it's lost a little of what made it feel special. I should confess that I've never played an Oracle before, so I may need to dig a little bit deeper before making an assessment about this for myself, but this is a concern that has been shared. Next is Sorcerer, which still feels very much like the bloodline-based spellcaster it was before. One notable change is with Sorceress Potency. This is a class feature that adds the rank of the spell slot that's used to either the damage dealt or the healing received by the spell. And the last class covered in Player Core 2 is Swashbuckler. What may be the most notable change regarding the remastered Swashbuckler is the addition of a new swashbuckler style called Rascal. Rascal swashbucklers are trained in thievery and gain the new Dirty Trick skill feat that is also introduced in this book. Dirty Trick costs 1 action and allows a thievery skill check against a target's reflex DC. If successful, the target suffers the Clumsy 1 condition. And when Rascal Swashbucklers use it, it gains the Bravado trait, meaning Dirty Trick for them generates Panache. Following the classes, Player Core 2 presents 7 familiars and new familiar and master abilities, most of which revolve around the changes made to the Alchemist class. The book's 3rd chapter provides 35 remastered archetypes in addition to multi-class options for the 8 classes included in the book for a total of 43 archetypes. This accounts for more than 50 pages of the book and is too much to detail in this video, but all of the included archetypes are listed on the screen for you to review. This is followed by a wealth of new general feats and skill feats, 35 pages of remastered spells, focus spells and rituals, and a chapter for new gear. This includes new weapon traits like Raising that allows weapons to deal additional damage to objects and structures. The book also provides rules for Dragonhide armor and shields, and a handful of magic weapons, followed by 17 pages dedicated to alchemical bombs, alchemical elixirs, poisons, and mutagens, as well as presenting a few consumable magic items like ammunition and potions, snares, staves, wands, and worn magic items too. So there you have it, a quick look at Player Core 2 that officially releases on August 1st. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the book, and as always, thanks for watching, take care, and happy gaming.